Am I good over there? Too? Okay, cool. Nice. My name is David Vasquez. I'm 24 years old, and I'm a portrait photographer and videographer.
My name is Max Trejo. I'm 24, and I'm currently a bicycle mechanic, part-time, and then student full-time.
My name is Marisha Aaliyah Vargas.
How am I doing?
I am 22 years old, and I am
doing fine.
a student, a daughter, a sister.
It's been so long now, and it seems now that it was only yesterday.
My career goal would be to be an interpreter, American Sign Language interpreter. Oh, I'm a domestic violence advocate, domestic violence victims.
Oh, victims. Okay.
Yes, I'm certified in that.
After high school, I didn't go straight into university or anything because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I kind of procrastinated on applying to school. So I went to community college, and then I transferred over to Cal State Fullerton. Just lived, I went to school, started working, hung out with friends, try to move into the next phase of after high school, but yeah.
After high school, I went to college. I went to UC San Diego for about like 2.5 years before I took a medical leave due to like a lot of stress-induced illness. I was up and down. I was just trying to explore like what I wanted to do because I knew right then and there I didn't want to become like a math teacher after all. I tried dabbling in music and acting, and I went to film school eventually. It was cool. I was only in film school for about 3 months until I decided to like leave and just kind of do my own thing and focus on like just working, focus on just making money instead of being carried away with school and stuff. So
I took it just as a class because I needed an extra class, but I ended up really liking it and learning a lot, and I was just intrigued to keep going in my studies in that. I thought there was already interpreters. I thought there was already programs for the deaf, but there really isn't. One in every 4 person, they don't even know the basic language. They grow up not even having a foundation of communication to their parents, to themselves, to their peers. They thought like deaf was a disease, disabled, and it's not. Like the deaf community, there's doctors, there's nurses, vet, models, film producers, and I didn't know that, and I would have never thought of that. It's a whole different world that I didn't even know existed.
Since I was like 13, my dad got me and my brother some bikes from the swap meet, maybe even a little earlier than that. Started seeing it as like more of a tool for freedom, sort of. From then on, like middle school and high school, I never asked for rides, or that's just how I got around transportation, and that's how I went to hang out with friends. That's how I started exploring my city. I've always loved it, and it's always been a source of stress relief and personal freedom.
What I do now is a lot. Like I just because I could have just bought a camera and just done it as a hobby, but I decided to go all in on it as like turning into a business, just because I wanted to just be more in control of like my life and do what I wanted to do and make money. I think it reached a point where I was at a level of financial security where I was like, okay, if I really want to change where I am financially, I really have to just change my mindset or change my circumstances. And so I got really serious about just saving up money to buy a camera. I had seen this documentary on Netflix called LA Originals, and I saw the work that Esteban Oriel did, and I was just inspired. I was like, okay, wow, like he literally just like was inspired and influenced by all the art and the culture that was around him in downtown LA, and he wanted to capture that. And he built a name for himself, and then he toured with all these bands, and it just looks super cool. And I was like, I would totally love to do that. Like if he can do it, why can't I?
So you come here often?
I like photography. I like taking portraits of my siblings or random people. I think it's always beautiful to see, to show someone them in your perspective, and it kind of changes their world in a way. So it started off like Instagram, trying to get likes and whatnot, trying to be different or whatever. With my sisters, it was bonding time, it was fun time. It was an excuse to dress up, to feel yourself. I started to realize I really like it.
a lot of the things I wasn't willing to change about myself kind of came crashing down on me and showed me like the consequences of like trying to live a life of mediocrity. And it was especially once I left college. I was just learning a lot about where I went wrong and the habits that I needed to change to be a better person in order to be the best version of myself.
Like, I have my best friends that deal with a lot of depression, and like even the person I was with for 4 years, like, it's definitely weird when new paths or like old paths close or whatever, but in that relationship, I felt like we hit a wall where we weren't moving or reaching the potential that we could, or even seeking out new potential or like growing as people. At the heart of it, it still remains as a fact that I didn't want to continue something that I felt needed to be worked on individually. Yeah, just as a person, like I try to envision a better me, but not try to reach the best me, because I don't think that that's really like attainable. There shouldn't be an end goal or like a stopping point, like, oh, I've made it, this is the best me. Like, there's always room to keep going, even if you're at this point a lot better than you were a year ago or 5 years ago. Like, that shouldn't be reason to stop, and it rarely is, but it's just of the notion to keep going.
I think it's not just one thing. I think I try to live life passionately in everything that I do. Like, you give it your all or give nothing at all. That's how I try to live my life, because I didn't before. I feel like I wasted time, live passionately, because you just never know. You never know when's the next tragedy and how long that tragedy would last. I don't know. I think I stopped living for like 2-3 years just because of a decision that I made. Like, it still haunts me to the day, but like, you move forward, you live passionately. I don't know if that makes sense.
Knowing it's all your fault is a difficult thing to kind of acknowledge. And just, I was clinically depressed for like over 6 months, just like home in bed doing nothing, because I didn't know what else to do with my life. I just kind of wanted to die. Like, I was just like, I kind of gave up. I was like, I don't know how to move forward from this. And I was at a place where I had just made a lot of mistakes all at once, and everything just kind of came crashing down on me all at once. You know the saying, when it rains, it pours? It's those moments where you're just like, it all feels so heavy. I think dealing with that was very difficult for me at first, because I didn't want to deal with the fact that I was doing wrong, and that I failed this hard, and that I messed up. Just dealing with my mistakes. I felt like that's one of the hardest things to do before you move forward into the next phase in your life, was just kind of admitting that you're wrong, acknowledging that you made a mistake, and then doing better after that.
I think I lost myself to someone. I don't expose myself because I didn't even know I was lost to begin with. But you should never lose yourself to anybody and to anything, to no organization. Like, stay to yourself, like to your true colors, to your morals, no matter what. That led me to make decisions that I wouldn't make today.
I don't think that's hit me yet, and I think that's good, because I'm not sure that I would want to feel that at the present time of where I'm at, because I don't think I feel lost, or I don't think I'm yearning for this space to be filled by knowing exactly what I'm here to do. At the moment, it's just, I am doing what I want to do. I'm going to school, I'm meeting other people. It doesn't bug me that I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life, because I have the rest of my life to think about that.
I think that's my purpose, to always be inspired and to inspire. I like that. But by meeting new people, going through new experiences, I always want to inspire and be inspired and live passionately through it.